Welcome back to another episode of the Casey Campbell Podcast. Casey Campbell with you, of course. We are pleased to be joined by the only Mitchell Cavanaugh of Hartland football, and also Hartland baseball. How's it going?
Going good, man. Going good. Glad to be here.
Yeah, man. Not the way that you wanted football season to end, but overall it was a solid year.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
Kind of going into that because it's like you beat. You set on the goals. You lost a lot of guys from last year. A lot of guys came back, but the biggest thing is you were hurt most of last year, and you had one of your best seasons yet.
Yeah, for sure. It was an exciting feeling for sure. I mean, like I talked to you at the start of the season, it was more of I like to call it a little revenge tour, just because I was ready to get back at it, so make up for lost time.
Yeah. I got to ask you, beating Howell, was that the highlight of the season?
Yeah, for sure. It 100% was. I wrote in a couple of papers just like turning stuff in for football. It was definitely my most memorable moment about this year was taking the win over Howell for sure.
Yeah. Just what was that moment like? Just, because you hadn't beaten them at home. Because if you ask obviously everybody remembers the triple overtime game, and we don't need to go back to some of the your past memories with that game. But overall, what was that like to get that big win over them after everything that's happened to you?
It was a relief, I want to say, but it was definitely an exciting feeling. Just going out and beating one of the rival teams with the boys was just an exciting feeling, especially it was a dogfight until the end, till the second half. But it was just a good feeling to come out on top.
Yeah, for sure. I know I know that your older brothers are older than you. So you kind of talked about a lot of things with, I know you were hanging around with the Stevenson children and all that stuff, and just trying to, yep. Just kind of talking about just kind of being that mentor for everybody. What has that role been like? Have you always been like that?
I think if you ask, my mom or my dad, they'd probably say yes. My brothers too, but I've always grown up being the youngest one, and I've always, my brothers always kind of looked after me. They gave me some skin when skin was needed to be given, but it was. I just remember being a young kid going to football practices, and they'd come home or come to the practices in their football pads and show up, and they'd come help out with all the boys. And I just remember that being a core memory of my younger football career. And I just felt like it was a good opportunity to give back, especially when I got someone that close to me with kids playing youth football, especially within Hartland. So.
Have you kind of realized that you're not going to, obviously, I know football is not in your future. I know that this is probably it for you, but do you have from when you first started to now, what's your favorite memory?
Favorite memory? Oh, my favorite memory, I think, my favorite memory, I don't really have a favorite memory, but I'll tell you my most memorable one was we played Lakeland. I mean, back in our youth days, they had different colors for each team, but we played Lakeland Silver at Lakeland. I think it was a game. I was playing quarterback. No, I was playing slot receiver. I ended up scoring 4 touchdowns that game, so that was definitely my most memorable moment of my youth football career. Mm-hmm. So,
yeah. When you look back at everything, what does football mean to you and all that stuff?
Looking back, it's definitely it's made me into the person I am today for sure. It's definitely created a lot of friendships. I've met a lot of people throughout the years, and I think without football, I wouldn't be where I'm at today with most of the relationships I have with people, and just in general. Like I don't think the status I have, or the people that I've met, or the people that support me, I don't think I would have any of that day without football. I think definitely it's probably the most impactful and biggest thing that's ever happened to me in my life before. So I'm just very fortunate to be a part of a game like it. So
For sure. Knowing that, what was it like realizing? Have you kind of reflected back on the season that you've had and all that?
yeah, I did. I really did. I back the Holt game. Once it was over, I really we got into the final 2 minutes. And I knew they had the ball. You know, we were on our own 20, and I knew they were taking a couple of knees. So I knew I was clocking down to the final minutes of my football career. So I kind of took it in there. But you know, I kind of realized this past season, I think I made the most of what I could do. And I was actually very fortunate, very, very happy with what I've done for the team and for the community. And was trying to think of all the positives that could come out of this past season. So I think what I did this year was for me, I'm happy with it. So
Scoring a touchdown had to be cool, right?
yeah, for sure. It was definitely my highlight of the game. So yeah, it was definitely a core memory.
Um, is there any game that you would, anything that you could go back on and say, if I could have one thing I could do over again, what would it be?
One thing I could do over again, it'd definitely be this past season, Brighton's game. I think I could have played a lot better in that game. The only reason I say that is because I actually wrote it down today. I drank a Red Bull before the game, and I don't ever drink energy drinks, and I drank Red Bull before the game. Got pretty hyped up during pregame, and I think I kind of uh, put myself over. I got super energetic for pregame, and I ran out of energy right at kickoff, so I was kind of gassed all game. I did all right, but I feel like that kind of sent me over. I feel like I could have done a lot better if I didn't drink that Red Bull.
Yeah. Um, um, going into, and of course, post football plans. Do you have anything planned yet?
No, not as right now. I'm just taking things as it comes, as life gives it, but just taking it one step at a time. Football just got over, so I mean, baseball season's right around the corner too. So I'm getting prepped for that soon. Going to be hitting the practices and weight room a lot here soon. So
Should be a fun season on the diamond. And then of course, getting in there. What are you just gonna miss about it? Because this has been part of your whole life. How are you
yeah,
gonna do it?
I think the thing I'm gonna miss most is seeing my boys. For sure. I think just being able to, aside from going to school with everyone every day, it allows me to. I remember stepping foot on that field. I'll never get to see the same group of boys I saw every day, every fall ever again, really. Just being on that field with 30 of my best buds, playing ball. It was just there's nothing like it. You built friendships over the past however many years I played. I think the past 13 years. I don't think I'll ever have as strong as friendships ever as than I did playing on the football field with the boys.
Yeah, for sure. All right. Well, Mitch Cavanaugh, thank you so much for coming on and talking with us. Thanks for talking with us throughout the season. And we'll definitely talk to you later in the year.
Yes, sir. Thank you. I appreciate it, Case.